Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah,
No
thank
problem, bro.
Yeah. You want to start, Joe?
I'll lead us off. I've heard wrestlers say that two of the best things in the business are the excitement of coming through the curtain and the camaraderie of the guys on the road. Do you agree, and do you feel like traveling around and telling your stories kind of scratches that itch?
Well, traveling around and telling my stories, man, I'm just coming back around and seeing all the fans that supported me over the years. And that to me is very important for several reasons. Number one, I like to hear what I was doing back in those days meant something to somebody,
Absolutely.
you know? I mean, there was a lot of days and nights, man, when I was on that road that I just wanted to give up and quit, that I was hurting, I was sick, I was tired, I wanted to be back with my wife and my kids, but I kept going. And at times I'd say, man, it's not worth it, you know? And, but you come back around and you talk to somebody about their days of watching me, and I hear that they were watching me with their dad or their granddad, and it was one of the best times of their lives, and it holds a special place in their heart. So yeah, it makes it worth it. And the other reason I like coming back around is you fans always supported me over the years. And Scott Hall said it best. He said, wrestling fans care more about us than we care about ourselves. And that's true. I gave up on myself several times, man, with what I was going through in my life. But the fans never gave up on me, and I appreciate that more than you'll ever know. Because there were some dark days, man. There were some real dark days that I went through, and just knowing that people care, you know. And Diamond Dallas Page reaching out to me and helping me out when I needed it at my worst. You know, it's tough. You know, it's tough to say, man, I was in that bad of a shape. And I was, man. I was begging to die. You know, that sucks, man. You know, that's really down, man. When you're mad that you actually woke up again, that's wrong, man. It really is. That's where I was at. But Dallas reaching out and helping me, you know, he didn't do the work for me. I had to do the work. And I had to go through the white knuckle time of, you know, coming off everything. You know, there was no detox, man. I just went from 8 ball a day to nothing, and that's not easy.
No.
No, not when I did that 8 ball a day for about 15 years straight. So, yeah, I had a great cocaine career. People ask me, why did you do cocaine? Because I like that shit, man. You know? Woo! It got me going. But you know, that's the cruel thing about addiction, man. It takes something that you enjoy and then makes it a necessity. See, it was fun whenever I didn't have to have it. I could do it once a month or whatever and go out and have a good time and bark and howl at the moon, and a couple of days later I was all right. But one day when I woke up and realized I had to have it or I wasn't getting up, that's when I knew I was screwed. And that's the way alcohol became, that's the way cocaine became, and that's no way to live, man, because the drug's using you. You're not using the drug. So, but for Dallas to put time involved in everything, I mean, I had to move in with him, and I lived with him for 3.5 years. You know, he didn't count on that, you know. He promised me that he'd stick with me till I got it, and I said, dude, I ain't got it yet. You know, I like living free, you know. But, you know, I paid him back in many ways, and financially too, but man, all the money in the world doesn't mean anything unless you're living free. Free of pain, free of anger, free of shame. That's a big one. Free of shame. Because I was embarrassed how I'd let myself go and how I'd become. You know, I couldn't look at the mirror and like what I'd seen. I hated that guy. So coming back around and seeing the fans and hearing their stories, taking a few pictures, having a few giggles, lets me know I'm still alive and I'm still doing fine, man. It really does.
Uh, the fans seem to agree. So it seems like this tour for you is really about reaching out to people. You've talked in other interviews about wanting to reach people in relationship to different kinds of abuse or
Yeah,
things
absolutely,
like that.
man.
What's this tour like for you? What's it about
Well,
for you?
for me, I want anybody out there knowing that if you've got an issue, man, bring me a note. Give me the sign, something. And I'll hang out afterwards and we'll talk about it, man, because I'm here to help you. You know, I want to change some lives, man. I want you to know that, hell, if I can make it, you can make it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And here's the key thing, though. It takes everybody to make it, you know? Everybody around you has to have your best interest involved, man. And sometimes, you know, we get to hanging out with a group of guys that party a little bit too hard, and we get caught up in it. Man, you got to learn when to step away, you know, and I can tell you when. Now. You know? Save yourself some pain. Do it now. But there is hope, man. There's hope out there with AA. There's hope out there with places that will do you right, man. And rehab's not a bad thing, man. But, you know, rehab, I went to 3 different rehabs, and one of them I went for 6 damn months, man. And it cost me about $200,000, and it didn't do a damn thing. You know, in fact, the day that I got my chip, I had already called my dealer and told him to meet me outside afterwards. You know, I'm like, wow, that 6 months lasted, about 30 seconds. You know, but it wasn't it, you know. The hard thing about getting clean is you got to put everything down and go into a place. Well, you go in that place and you sit there for 3 months. When you come out, guess what? Everybody in the damn world wants money from you. Your bills haven't been paid, your ex-wife hasn't been paid, your car payments, your house note. Everybody wants money. And all of a sudden, you got all these people grabbing at you. And guess what? You ain't got it, man. So what happens? You go right back to getting high again, man. You just want to get things off of you. And that's how Dallas helped me. He told me, he said, look, man, he said, I'll pay your bills while you're getting right. I'm like, you're a sucker, you know. I'm going to live with you, baby. And he did pay him. I paid him back, of course, but it made it comfortable, man. It made it safe. And when you're a junkie, man, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a safe place.
Right.
You know, where somebody's not hollering at you or wanting something from you or cussing you out because you're a piece of shit or whatever, you know. But, yeah, man, you just got to keep trying, man. Just never give up. That's the bottom line. Never give up. Refuse to give up, man. Don't let the devil win.
And I think being able to see you here tonight is a testament to you not giving up.
Oh, absolutely, man.
So we wanted to talk about, you're in the middle of a lot of stuff right now. You've worked on a lot. We want to talk a little bit about your recent film work.
Peanut Butter Falcon?
Yeah, Peanut Butter Falcon's out in theaters right now. It's actually showing here in Indy still, so please check it out.
It's great, man.
But I wanted to ask you, your character in that movie, not the most sympathetic character in the world. No,
he was an asshole. That's why I had to study for so long to learn how to do that. You know, it was really hard for me to play that part, and I'll tell you why. When I was a young kid, my mom had remarried, and she married a man that had a son the same age as me. But he had a lot of issues. You know, he was mentally retarded. He had just a lot going on, man. He drooled when he just walking around. He just drooled uncontrollably, and he walked funny, and he made funny sounds, and everybody pointed a finger at him and laughed at him and threw stuff at him, and like he was some type of circus animal or something, man. I used to hate those people. And then I get this movie part that tells me they want me to abuse this autistic kid. I'm like, man, I don't know if I can do that. I'm like, what? You beat the shit out of people, put snakes on them and stuff, and you don't want to beat this kid up? Well, it's not that I don't want to, because I do, but I just don't know if I'll feel right about it. And, of course, I went ahead and did it, And, I said some really horrible stuff to that kid, and called him a retard was probably the nicest thing I said to him. But afterwards, I'd always go to him and I'd say, hey, man, Zach, I didn't mean that stuff, right? And he'd look at me and go, oh, it's okay, Jake. I'm like, oh, man, no, it's not. I'm a jackass, man. But it was okay, and, it's an awesome flick. If you haven't seen it, you need to go see it. It's a feel-good movie, and the kids can all see it, and I'm real proud of it.
We're proud that you're in it.
Yeah, and I'm fixing to go to China this next year and do a full-length Western.
Oh, wow.
And, we're going to film it in China, Romania, and Spain. And we're actually going to be filming on some of the same lots that Clint Eastwood did back when he did A Few Dollars More and Hang 'em High and all that neat stuff, man. I got one for you. Clint Eastwood. Do you know he's allergic to horses?
What?
No.
Yeah, he's allergic to horses. Can you imagine that?
Dirty Harry is allergic to horses.
Dirty Harry's allergic to horses. Yeah. How in the hell did he ride them some bitches all that time? I guess he itched a lot. I don't know. Yeah.
Let's say they make a big budget summer blockbuster about your life. Who do you want to play you?
Oh, well, a younger Tom Selleck, maybe.
All right.
He's about the only guy I can think of that would have the testicles to do it. So.
Do you have a favorite movie?
Yes. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Excellent.
Great film.
All right.
Yeah. Jack Nicholson, he's awesome.
Do you have a favorite movie villain?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, you want to know who it is? Okay.
Please.
Oh, geez, I just forgot his name, man. He killed John Wayne in a movie. What was his name? Bruce Dern.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an evil bastard, and he's in the Peanut Butter Falcon.
Comes full circle, kind of.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So I've got this is me fanboying out a little bit actually. I wanted to get into the resurrection of Jake the Snake as a tour for you. We met once before.
Okay.
We met in Atlanta at the Midtown Arts Cinema. That's you and I and Scott Hall and DDP.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask what was your experience of that film and seeing it with audiences, being in that theater and watching it with other people as it described your experiences.
Watching it with other people, man, was a whole lot easier than watching it by myself. Watching it by myself, I'd start reliving it again, and that's still painful. Watching it with other people, I'd watch their reactions and stuff, and it would keep my mind busy.
Yes.
So that's just the way it is, man. The things that happened to me in my life, man, some of them I asked for, some of them I brought on myself, and some of them are just bad choices. But to be sexually molested when you're a kid is not a choice, man. And what it does to your mind and how it forms your life, it leaves scars, man. It really does. And I suggest if you're going through that, or if you've been through that, if you're going through it, tell somebody. Tell me. We'll go find that. I'm glad that was cut out.
We'll edit that.
Beep, beep. But yeah, there's no room for it on this planet. That's a sickening, disgusting thing, and it doesn't hurt just one person. It hurts many people.
Right.
Those that love that person around them. I mean, because I acted differently towards women in my life, man, because I didn't trust them, and I always thought they were going to hurt me at some point. Yeah, so that's why I've had 3 successful marriages. Successful because I didn't kill any of them. And I'm getting better. I did 13 years with my first wife, 13 years with my second wife. My third wife, I did 4 months. So I am getting a lot better, and getting out of it quicker, I should have listened to my grandfather. My grandfather one time told me, he says, son, why buy the cow if you get milk free? And I did not know what that meant. And he was right. No, I would really like to, well, I'll tell you what. I have met somebody, man, and I have fallen in love again, man, and I didn't think I ever would. I thought, I'm 64 years old, man, I thought that time was up. But I fell in love with a beautiful young lady, and it's really, really awesome, man, to be sober and clean, and not to have the shame thing hanging over myself. And, you know, it really feels good, and I can appreciate her more, and that's awesome. And the bitch is crazy, so that helps. And that's not her over there, by the way, no. No, that bitch is crazy. That's my daughter, my oldest daughter. She's actually older than my girlfriend. Hey, the snake's got pull, baby. Woo. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Next question.
Yeah, that's
Before
good.
I get myself in trouble.
That's a good segue. That's a good
Yeah.
segue.
So shifting gears a little bit, can we talk DDPY? Is there a favorite pose that you have or a workout
Yeah,
that you
down
enjoy?
dog.
You like down dog?
Yeah, me and my girlfriend. Oh, never mind.
It's a
No,
couples workout.
I like all of it, man. You know, it's amazing. I mean, I put my body through hell, you know, and right now I'm just trying to figure out how many real parts I have left. They've replaced them all with new pieces and metal and everything, but DDPY yoga will help anybody, and it's really amazing. I wish the hell I'd known about it years ago, and not let myself get to 60 years old and not know about it, because it helps you heal, you know, and it makes you, not only heals your body, but it helps heal your mind, and that I find amazing. But if for some reason, if you go through those poses, it just kind of brings a quietness to you, you know, and you just get in a good place, man, and you can move on.
Yeah.
All right, Alex got the fanboy out. Now it's my turn. WrestleMania 7, the match you had against Rick Martel underneath
Yeah.
the hoods. One of my favorite matches of all time. Loved it as a kid. Even now, watching it back, and you can kind of see the gimmick eye holes, but
There was no eye holes.
there were no eye holes.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't, but you could see through the material.
But
Because I have magic eyes.
the way that you guys played to the crowd
Yeah.
during that match, how much fun was that?
That was a great time, man. That's the easiest match I've ever had. I mean, we barely broke a sweat. I told Martel after the match, aren't you going to feel guilty when you cash the check? No. It made up for the one when I had to wrestle Rick Rude for 15 or 20 minutes, man. Jesus Christ. Well, that was welcome to hell.
Wrestling fans often talk about a Mount Rushmore of their favorite guys. If you had to pick 4 of the best or 4 of your favorites, who's on that?
Wow. 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 Probably guys you don't even know. Danny Hodge,
All right.
Buck Robley, Eddie Graham,
Yeah.
and myself.
Naturally.
Of course.
Well, you got to have one good-looking one. You know?
Yeah.
In the George Washington
It's
position.
the eye candy, you know.
There was a recent interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin where he talked about your pre-ring ritual and
Right.
kind of described it. Talked about waiting for the music, someone
Yeah.
would come and tap you on the shoulder, and you'd wait about 20 seconds, maybe butt a cigarette out and walk in. I was going to
Yeah.
ask you, is that an accurate depiction? And do you think what about that left an impression on Stone Cold?
Well, here's the thing, guys. I did all my preparation years ago. You know, I learned how to do what I did. I'm confident in what I'm doing. I didn't need to psych myself up to go out and have a match. To me, when you walk through that curtain, I hit a switch, man, and it's on. I'm glad to do that because that's the only time I'm not afraid of the snake, is when I click that switch. Because I'm terrified of snakes. I hate snakes. I can't stand the son of a bitches. And yet, I'm Jake the Snake. I know that's why they call it dope. I was smoking a joint when I came up with that idea.
Oh, no.
It's true. It's true. I was smoking a joint and drinking beer, driving down the highway, listening to Monday Night Football. They were talking about Kenny Stabler. He was called the Snake. I thought Kenny Stabler was the shit, man. And, that guy's hair was gray when he was like 28 from all the cocaine. But that's why I loved him, man. I figure we were just alike. But I'm confident about what I did out there, man. So I didn't need to psych myself up and get down and do 25, 30 push-ups. I'm going to save the energy for out there, man.
Definitely.
And I feel sorry for the guys that have to psych themselves up because to me, if you have to do that, then you're not truly in love with what you're doing. To me, that ring was my wife. The only one I never cheated on, okay? I'm not proud of it, but that's just the truth, man. I gave it all in the ring, and I always left everything in the ring. But I do the same thing with comedy. When I tell stories up here, at the end of the night, I am going to be exhausted because I take all my energy and I pull it up and I push it out there for you. And to me, that's what a great performer does. He doesn't hold anything back or save something for later. Man, he guts it out and spills it out. I don't know, man. I'm kind of like the Joe Cocker of wrestling, I guess. I don't know, I'm all goofy and shit. But, no, I just loved what I did, man.
Good.
Was that confidence something that took a while to develop, or?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, man. Years.
You seem like you've cut some amazing promos.
Yeah.
Is there nervous energy going to that,
None.
or do you know what you know what you want to say?
No, I never know what I'm going to say. I never think of anything. If I think about it, I'll screw it up. It's true. I mean, going to do an interview, I would have 2 or 3 things I'd remember. Number 1, who I was wrestling. 2, why am I wrestling him? And 3, what has he done to me? And after that, I just went out there and did it, man. But yeah. The whole key about doing interviews is you have to believe it, And unfortunately, I think my gift to do interviews was kind of given to me by the stepmother that abused me. Because as a young kid, I learned to lie because I was trying to save my ass. Because I didn't want to be abused again. So I would think up stuff, reason why you shouldn't do that to me tonight, I think up all sorts of lies, man, trying to get out of where I was at. And I think that's where I learned that.
How did it feel to get a standing ovation for your Hall of Fame induction?
I don't even remember.
I remember you were your tie was a little tight. You had to adjust it.
No, I don't know about that. I know it was great holding my grandson up there,
Absolutely.
And he's one of twins. He's my hero, man, because him and his sister came into the world weighing 1.5 pounds each.
Wow.
And they have fought the fight, man, from day one. And they're still fighting the fight. They're having surgeries. They have so much stuff they've had done to them, man, and they're still here. They're still kicking. They're still fighting. It's amazing.
Who would you say was your best in-ring partner, and was there anybody you were nervous about wrestling?
Andre, scared to death.
Anybody, yeah.
If you're not, you're an idiot. I wouldn't fight Andre right now. He's been dead, 10 years? He'd still kick my ass. But, I was a little scared to fight Andre because, goddamn, man, that's real, man. 550 pounds. You take a picture of me and him together, and I look like, his little young daughter. What the hell? And he's an amazingly strong man and set in his ways. And thank God he liked me, because Some people he didn't like, and if he didn't like you, oh my God, he put you through hell. I mean, I used to watch poor Randy Savage go to the ring with him, and he hated Randy. And the shit that he did to him was horrible. And Andre did some nasty stuff to me too, you know. I mean, he used to knock me down, then stand on my hair, then grab my arms and pull, and rip my hair out, you know, and say, haircut. You know? That's giant humor, you know. One time he sat on me and, you know, he broke a little air, you know, for about 40 seconds. You know, giants fart an extremely long period of time. You know? And it wasn't like it was a, you know, it's like the southerly wind coming through, you know. And after he got off of me, I looked at my arm and I had a big red splotch, you know. I thought it was a birthmark, you know, but it was actually a wine stain, you know. But yeah, he did some bad things to me too, man. But yeah, as far as guys that the best to be in the ring with, there was too many of them. I mean, I had the opportunity to be in the ring with some of the very best that have ever been in there, guys that you've never even heard of, and yeah, a real blessing, man.
Absolutely.
I grew up at the right time.
Good.
Sort of.
If you had to do it all over again and wrestling weren't an option, is there another career you'd take?
Yeah, mass murderer. I've still got hopes of doing that. You know. Not tonight, though. You know.
Thank you.
No, I don't know, man. It would still be wrestling, you know. Growing up, I wanted to be an architect. I did not want to be a wrestler. Here I am. And I guess in some ways I'm still an architect because I'm trying to help people build their lives.
Sure.
I kind of count that. A couple more questions, guys, and I've got to go tuck myself in. I promised my girlfriend if I wasn't in bed by 8 o'clock, I'd come home, so.
We'll get you out here quick, Jake.
What do you like to do for fun when you're not on tour?
Well, my girlfriend's one. No. I like to fish, and I like to build things, and I like gardening, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Relaxing.
My girlfriend raises goats and elk. And me.
All right, so we want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. We want to thank Jake for being here tonight. But before we send you off, for those of you who don't know, Jake is going to be here tomorrow night. He's going to be doing his storytelling up here on stage. Please come. The show comes with an autographed picture. We were going to see, for those who are still living under a rock, you feel like cutting a promo for us before you get off stage? No?
I'm done.
It's sleep time.
Be there.
Be there. Thanks, Jake.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, y'all.